at little ages they tell us, come on, Junior, big boys don't cry. Suck it up, boy, suck it up, suck it up.
Watch this.
Finally, Kamala Harris sent us a love letter. That, to you, that might have been a policy document. I read that as a love letter from Kamala Harris to black men who need some love, black men who need some respect, black men who need some concern and some care and consideration. You know, we need some mamala from Kamala, and we got that. We stood on business. We said we wanted to hear something. Everybody else is getting something. What are we going to get? And she came with a love letter of support for our work, our wealth, and our health.
So now encouraging black men to sell weed is now love. Okay. Pushing more regulation into cryptocurrency, that's love towards black men. Encouraging black men to get into a profession where on average teachers will leave that profession between 2 to 5 years. That's love. Telling black men that you will give them loans, but it's not to black men exclusively, because you say, and others, up to $20,000. Again, these are loans. That's love. See, the problem that I see with many black folks who are fully engaged into this political circus is that black people can be so bought in to this silly circus, whatever you want to call it, that we personalize it way too much.
Especially since you need to holler at Auntie Nancy, because Nancy was the Speaker of the House and it was her legislation that she pushed forward with.
I mean, we're calling people aunties and unks, and now we're saying that policies are now, they're not policies. These are love letters. That's what they are. They're love letters. It's not a policy. It's a love letter. That's what it is right now. I mean, I've never seen Jews demand a love letter when they want a specific policy, unless, of course, you're including a lot of money and protections. But, you know, Van Jones has been just...
And then you have this outcome, and you have people putting children to bed tonight, and they're afraid of breakfast.
He has been an embarrassment.
It was painful every day to sit up here and talk about him like he's just some problem for the party. Wait till we get to the convention. You're going to see people crying, standing, screaming, cheering. He may not get a chance to talk for 10 minutes. We finally get a chance to put our arm around this guy.
Okay, I'm just going to say it. He has just, as a black man, which I am, watching him just break down into tears and get into all this stuff. Now, before anybody tries to go there and says, well, you just don't like seeing men, you know, being emotional. It's okay to be emotional and all this stuff. No. This ain't emotion, okay? If you follow me, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, because it took a moment, but then I remembered something took place a few years ago, and now it makes a whole lot of sense. But let's just make sure we make this clear. No, this is not emotion, just regular emotion. Okay, there's nothing wrong with men showing emotions, but this is like a TD Jakes he-motions kind of stuff.
Every backslidden, wounded, disenfranchised, frustrated, confused, angry brother.
I mean, it's a whole nother level of just emotions. Okay, this ain't regular stuff here. This is something that it's just something extra, and he's being extra. And anybody that's rolling with him, you being extra. But anyway, let me get to what I remembered, okay? Let's take a look at this. Now, I remember this. This was back in July of 2021. Now, you notice the title there says Bezos, as in Jeff Bezos, donates $100 million each to CNN's contributor Van Jones and chef Jose Andres. Okay, so let's read it. Jeff Bezos, the Amazon founder and world's wealthiest man, said Tuesday after flying to the edge of space that he planned on awarding $100 million each to CNN contributor Van Jones and chef Jose Andres. Bezos says that Jones and Andres were free to do what they want with the money. They can give it all to their own charity, Bezos said at a press conference after his trip to space, or they can share the wealth. It's up to them. The money, Bezos says, was tied to a surprise philanthropic initiative he wanted to announce called the Courage and Civility Award. The award aims to honor those who have demonstrated courage and try to be a unifier in a divisive world, Bezos added. We need unifiers and not vilifiers, Bezos says. We need people who argue hard and act hard for what they believe, but they do that always with civility and never ad hominem attacks. Unfortunately, we live in a world where this is too often not the case, but we do have role models. Jones, accepting the award, said that sometimes dreams come true. You bet on me, and I appreciate it, Jones told Bezos, later adding that it was money for him to give to others who have a similar spirit. Andres, who has poured his efforts into feeding those in need around the world, said that the award itself cannot feed the world on its own. But, Andres added, this is a start of a new chapter to us. And we can go on with this article here, but you pretty much get the idea. So it's just one part of this thing that I want to key in on. This is Jeff Bezos. We need unifiers and not vilifiers, Bezos says. We need people who argue hard and act hard for what they believe. But they do that always with civility and never ad hominem attacks. Now, what this translates to is basically, I want somebody that's passive. As long as you're passive, you're okay. I'm going to give you $100 million. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been wondering why Van Jones has always been not just passive, but very extreme passive, I have 100 million reasons as to why he is like this. And thanks to Jeff Bezos, this is why. So now we know why this man will go to the far extremes to say things like this. Taking a policy, government policy, and trying to, and not criticizing it, but basically telling you, oh, no, it's nothing to criticize. Stop it. Don't do it. Shh. It's not anything for you to criticize. It's a love letter. That's what it is. It's a love letter. She heard your cry, black man. Now listen, don't get riled up. Shh. Calm down, angry black man. You're always angry. You're always mad at something. You're always mad at the world, but you proved yourself today. She heard your cry. Kamala heard your cry today. She heard you. We need Kamala today. And she wrote you not a strawberry letter, but a masala letter. That's what she gave you. She gave you a masala letter today to let you know it's okay. So this man was bought by the rich, who's considered one of the richest man, if not the richest man in the world, to be the ultimate passive Negro in mainstream media. Well, I think he's doing a pretty good job, isn't he? Depends on who you're talking to.